Hi everyone, welcome back to KG Graves. Today we're in Ireland in Balgriffin Cemetery just by the airport, and we're here to visit the grave of Eamonn Andrews, who is the presenter of This Is Your Life, who has been featured in many of my videos. More information coming up about Eamonn shortly, but as usual, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.
Yes, and I know of no one better qualified to read the name than on the cover of this book, which might interest him. Would you read the name on the cover of this This Is Your Life? Ben, will you hold that, please?
Sure.
Right there. This is your life.
Is your...
Your life, Eamonn Andrews. This is your life, Eamonn Andrews. Come up here and stand so all Britain can see you. This boy is truly surprised, ladies and gentlemen. Would you tell us, Freddie, thanks a million. Tell us why you have Freddie Mills here, Eamonn.
I have Freddie Mills here because you told me this was going to be his life, and I kept him all day.
And instead of that, ladies and gentlemen, it was Freddie who kept Eamonn in tow for us.
I've been Freddie all day at the studio. I took him to dinner. I said, no, just come along and see the show.
That's right. We said, you're the only man we can trust. I mean, after all, there was a slight leak here before, and this has got to go this time. So, and Eamonn was there when the break came. All right, come along to our chair of honor, and as we go, will you tell me honestly, did you have any inkling that this was going to happen to you?
Oh, you know, Don.
I know. Come along, boy. Thank you so much. Come on over here and sit in our chair of honor now and relax. Relax if you can, of course.
I don't think I can, Ralph, to be honest.
As we relive some of your childhood days as one of Britain's top radio and TV stars. This is your life, Eamonn Andrews.
Eamonn Andrews was born on the 19th of December 1922 in Dublin, Ireland, to parents William and Margaret née Farrell. He was an Irish radio and television presenter. He had a brother Noel, who was also a radio and television presenter. He was educated at Synge Street School and began his career as a clerk in an insurance office. He was a keen amateur boxer and won the Irish junior middleweight title in 1944. In 1946 he became a full-time freelance sports commentator, and in 1950 he moved to London and began presenting programmes for the BBC, being particularly well known for boxing commentaries, and soon became one of television's most popular presenters. The following year the game show What's My Line began, and Eamonn was the host. He was also an occasional panellist on the American version, and once acted as host when John Charles Daly was absent. Throughout the 1950s, Eamonn commentated on major British heavyweight fights on the BBC Light programme. On the 20th of January 1956, he reached number 18 in the UK singles chart with a spoken narrative recording named The Shifting Whispering Sands Parts 1 and 2, which was produced by George Martin with musical backing by the Ron Goodwin Orchestra. It was released by Parlophone as a double-sided 78 RPM record. The song later reappeared on Kenny Everett's compilation album, The World's Worst Record Show, released in June 1978. Between 1950 and 1964, he presented the long-running Sports Report on the BBC Light programme. In 1965 he left the BBC to join the ITV independent contractor ABC Television, where he was the first host of World of Sport and where he pioneered the chat show format in the UK. He hosted the Eamonn Andrews show on ITV for 5 years. In the 1960s and 1970s, he presented Thames Television's Today news magazine programme. He was probably best known as a presenter of the UK version of This Is Your Life between its inception in 1955 and his death in 1987, when he was succeeded by Michael Aspel, who, like Eamonn, hosted Crackerjack nearly 20 years earlier. Eamonn was the first This Is Your Life subject on British television on the 29th of July 1955, when he was surprised by the show's creator Ralph Edwards at the BBC Television Theatre. He was again on This Is Your Life on the 15th of May 1974, when he was surprised by magician David Nixon. He also created a long-running panel game called Who's Baby that originally ran on the BBC and later on ITV. He was a regular presenter of the early Miss World pageants. Between 1960 and 1964, he acquired a number of business interests in Ireland, including recording studios and a dance hall. In his personal life, Eamonn married Grania Bourke in 1951, and they adopted and raised 3 children. He was awarded a CBE in 1970 and was commemorated in the Radio Academy Hall of Fame. After months of illness during 1987, originally caused by a virus contracted during a plane journey, Eamonn died of heart failure on the 5th of November 1987, aged 64, at the Cromwell Hospital in London. He had recorded his last edition of This Is Your Life 6 days before, on the 30th of October 1987. After his death, the show and 2 others that had yet to be broadcast were postponed until, with his widow's permission, they were broadcast in January 1988. A funeral service was held for Eamonn at St Anne's Church in Portmarnock, where he had his home, and his body was buried in Balgriffin Cemetery to the north of Dublin. A memorial mass was held for him in Westminster Cathedral. Let's see where his grave is located. So there you have it, the grave of Eamonn Andrews, presenter of This Is Your Life. Hope you enjoyed the video. As usual, you know the routine, give it a thumbs up. Most important, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching. Rest in peace, Eamonn Andrews.